This is Andi Purewal for Boxing News. It's the afternoon after the night before, and I'm joined by Josh Taylor. Josh, firstly, commiserations on the fight last night. Obviously not the result you wanted with the defeat to Teofimo Lopez. Just your initial reaction, though, to what happened.
Well, first of all, obviously, I'm gutted. You know, I've got the winner's mentality, champion mentality, and want to win all the time at all costs. But last night just wasn't to be. You know, got zero excuses. You know, better man won on the night. I believe that on my night, I can beat Teofimo Lopez 6 out of 7 days. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, he beat me last night. He got the game plan well. I thought I started off really well. I started off strong. Had a bit of success with my left hand and going up and down, but after about 4 or 5 rounds, I said to Joe in the corners, my legs are away. My legs are gone here. And because I was having success with the left hand, kind of loading up well a little bit, stopped working off the front hand, and I strayed away for the game plan and never executed it well. So from then on, I had a couple of rounds off, and then I had a good couple of rounds, 9-10, and then the championship rounds, I just had nothing left. Just had zero energy left. I was fit enough. I was in impeccable shape. Just fucking exhausted. You know. I think that my days at 140 are well and truly finished. You know, I think I've been knocking on the door and moving up for the last couple of years, and I think, you know, I've been to the well too many times at 140 now, so I'll be moving up to welter for the rest of my career now. I'll be much more comfortable.
I was about to ask, you know, would you put it down to the weight as to why you feel like your legs had gone? Because, as you said, you've had to do it for so many years now throughout your career. Do you feel like that is a reason as to why your legs kind of gave way beneath you midway through the fight? No,
I mean, it's hard to say. I was just beaten by the better man on the night. You know, I'm not making any excuses. I'm not fucking making any excuses saying it's this and that. I prepared really well in sparring. You know, I went through 2 or 3 sparring partners, performing really, really well. You know, I felt I did the weight well. I felt I'd done the diet well. I'd done the weight cut well. As you seen, I was dancing and fully before the weigh-in. Made the weight. Felt I made the weight reasonably comfortably enough. But it's getting recovered is the hard part for me now. You know, and it was evident there in the last couple of rounds. My legs were gone, and I never had the energy. So I think it's maybe just one too many fights at 140 now. So I think it's inevitable now that my days will be at 147, and I'll be the better for it. So it's just a major or a minor speed bump in the road, and I'll still be a 2-weight world champion.
Josh, I know you haven't had a chance to really speak with your team, but I did an interview with Joe Mack back at the hotel. He still thinks you can operate at 140. Are you completely closing the door on it?
No, absolutely not. But you know, that's the last 2 fights now where it's like I've kind of faded it and felt it a little bit. You know, usually fighters can't live with me doing the stretchy fights. That's when I get stronger. But the last couple of fights, it's been a little bit evident that the energy level was only quite the same. You know, so I'm 32 now. I've been making the same weight since I was 19 years old. But listen, no excuses, and I'm not saying that's the reason why I lost or anything like that. It is what it is. I was beat by the better man on the night. If the rematch came about, I would take it. You know, if there's some fights still at 140, I'll still take them. But I think for me, 147 is a weight for me now. I'll be much more comfortable there at 147.
With the fight itself, Josh, was there anything that Teofimo did that surprised you?
No, really not. He kind of did the things that I thought he was going to do. As I say, I thought I started off really well, and then because I had success with the left hand and stuff, I started kind of stopped using my front hand and my feints and my head movement. Started loading up with the left. He wisened up to it and adjusted, and I never end of. So the better man won on the night, and that's it. So I have no excuses.
You might disagree, Josh, but there were a few moments in the fight where it seemed like if Teofimo caught you, he maybe pushed you back or rocked you a little. Was that ever a case, or would you disagree with me saying that?
Near the end, near the sort of mid to late rounds, he caught me a couple of shots, and it put me back because I was fucking exhausted, you know. So I was exhausted, and it sort of put me back, or looked like it had an effect. But listen, it's what it is. I'll fight till I fucking drop. You need to nail me to the canvas to make me quit. So, and that's what I did. I showed a true warrior's spirit, and that'll never give up. Just listen, is what it is. Better man won at the end of the night, and that's it. That's all I've got to say. I've no excuses. I've got absolutely no excuses. Fair play to Teofimo Lopez. He fought a good fight. He wised up. He adjusted. He adjusted better than me on the night and got the result. So fair play. Absolutely no excuses. A better man won on the night.
Josh, I just want a word as well on your training team, your first fight together, but it seems like you've got such a close bond, and it seems like you've really got each other's backs effectively. Yeah.
Listen, these guys, I've got so much love for these guys, Joe and Declan, and Carl up there to say the few words as well. I've known these guys for about a year now, but I've spent so much time with them, got to know them so well, and I feel like I've known these guys my whole life, you know, and they genuinely have got my best interests at heart. And away from the gym, and when I'm long gone finished boxing, these guys are friends for life, and I genuinely believe that I have got the best boxing team around me possible. And in UK, Joe and Declan are so knowledgeable at the sport, it's unbelievable, and I feel I kind of let them down a little bit because we had a great camp, we had a great tactics, game plan going in, and I just strayed away from it about halfway through the fight, and that's just down to me. So no excuses.
Josh, I think if you said that you let them down to their face, you probably would get knocked out by them, because Joe was very complimentary of you, and he said you haven't let anybody down.
Nah, but it's just the way I feel. You know, they've put so much effort into me, time and effort into me, and you know, I keep saying it, giving me my mojo back for the sport and the love back for the game, and prepared so well. And I honestly had the best camp in my life. I had the best camp in my career. Just on the night, it just never carried it out. That's all. So I've no excuses. Thank you to everybody for the support. Thank you to everybody up until now. Thank you to all the fucking haters out there as well. They're going to say shit as well. They gave me the motivation to turn up and fight. And listen, the UK is the only undisputed world champion in 19 fights. Nobody's ever done it. I'm the only guy in the UK to become undisputed world champion. I know what I've done in sport, and it's one of a kind. So I'm very proud of what I've done, and I'll be back.
Josh, just a couple of quick final ones. Obviously, I was very privileged and fortunate to watch you become undisputed against Jose Ramirez in Vegas, and I was fortunate to see you here fighting at MSG. But for you to ring walk here, what was that like?
Brilliant, amazing. You know, it's listen, I've said all week, a dream come true. I could retire tomorrow and say I've had a great career. I've achieved what nobody's achieved in the sport. So I'm more than happy. If I could retire tomorrow, I'll be content with what I've done. But I know I can still go on, and I know I can still become a two-weight world champion. You know, people will say, "Aye, right, fucking hell, you just go beat off Teofimo Lopez, blah blah blah." But listen, if you don't believe in yourself, no one will believe in you. So I've had many doubters before. I'll have doubters again, and I like to prove them wrong. I'll be back. Most likely, probably at 147, but I'll be back.
Well, Josh, listen, I've kept you for longer than what I said I would, but you've got a few more hours and then maybe a day or so left here in New York. So what are you going to do with your downtime, obviously with your friends and family around you?
Well, I'm going home tomorrow. I fully intend tonight getting fully pished, fully oiled, a few beers. Say thank you to everybody that's made the trip and spent their hard-earned money to come and support me. It means the world to me. So I'm just spending time with people that have come and support me to say thank you, and thank you to all the support as well. Thank you to all you haters as well, because you give me the motivation to keep going as well. So, aye, we live to fight another day.
Certainly do, Josh, and I just want to say you've obviously always been fantastic with me throughout your career to do interviews, even doing one the day after your first defeat, so I'm appreciative of that. So I will leave you now to obviously go and crack on, enjoy the rest of your day. Safe travels back to the UK, and I look forward to seeing you back in the ring very soon.
Cheers, mate. Thank you.